Oh yeah, my people, Grenada, Carrico, Petit Monic, and the world. It's another day. It's another day of Mikey life. It's another evening. Of course it is. Always my pleasure to be with you, to talk to you about what's making the news here in Grenada, and tell you about some of the things that's happening in the Caribbean, whether it is Trinidad and Tobago, St. Vincent, St. Lucia, Dominica. We tell you about it. We tend to focus a lot on Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, based on our viewership. Of course, sometimes we go through our logs and see where most of the other people in the Caribbean are viewing from, and we tend to bring stories from there. All right, so folks, brace yourself. We have a lot to tell you about tonight. Let's take a look at the headlines. Now, in the headlines for tonight, protest action by lawyers is not a one-off, and they are saying that there could be more things to come if they see no activity, as it relates to what their concerns are. Teachers to meet tomorrow, Wednesday, and the minister says it's illegal. We'll explain to you in more details coming up shortly. No major industrial problem, says Prime Minister. Says that with Grenada we have a little issue, and hopefully it will be resolved soon. PM responds to news of PS being moved, and the Hero CPL hits 200 million viewers for 2018's tournament. That we're going to tell you about in details a little bit later on. And double murder pushes murder total to 11 in Trinidad and Tobago for 2018. Yep. And police high command addresses break-in at the police station in St. Lucia. Now, we told you about that last night, and we want to give you an update on that. Now, we tend to give you some follow-ups, not just give you some stories and just drop it off by the wayside, but at least give you a follow-up, let you know what's going on. Yesterday, we told you that the police station in St. Lucia was broken into, and files were possibly compromised and so on. And so we have an update for you as it relates to that. And we have a lot more to tell you about. All right, guys. So at this point, we simply ask of you to share the program. You see, once you share the program, other people get to see what's happening here. All right. And so we're asking of you, if it's not too much, to please kindly share the program with friends, your family, and probably just the general public. Now we're coming back in a moment, and listen, man, when we come back, the real news in Olilililolo. So stay tuned, guys, stay tuned. We are coming back. Now we want to remind you that the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and Colombian Emeralds International and WPG10.
And so it begins. A journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Cricket action is back. Grenada National Stadium, the West Indies Championship Regional 4-day tournament, Thursday, January 17th to the 20th, 2019, as the Windward Islands Volcanoes take on Jamaica Scorpions, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily at the Grenada National Stadium. Admission $10. Comes to the likes of Devon Smith, Sherman Lewis, Josh Thomas, Roland Cato, amongst the regional stars. Remember, cricket action is back at the Grenada National Stadium, January 17th to the 20th, 2019. Come shout and support your team.
He's hit that one.
Don't miss a ball.
It's a new year, so how about a new look? At Quartz Optical, we have the latest brand names and styles. Plus, get 20% off credit on 12 to 24 months. Instant credit approval while you are being tested. Get 15% off cash, so you can get that new frame to go into the new year. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest, fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Special conditions apply.
Yes, so again, we want to officially welcome everybody to the program, boy. And we see that we have some first-time viewers. So to all the first-time viewers, we want to say thank you for joining us. And folks, for those of you who are always there, boy, we have some really loyal viewers of the program. We want to say thank you as well. And of course, those of you who are tuning in on WPG10, we'd like to say thank you for so doing like we did last night. The first person to text us who's actually viewing on the WPG10. So the first person who sends us a text message who's viewing on WPG10, you will receive some free credit compliments or sponsor Digicel. So let's tell you the first thing now. The first bit of information we have here is from the, by the way, the number is 414-9995. All right. The National Water and Sewerage Authority, NAWASA, advises consumers in the following communities served by the Vendome water system of an interruption in your water supply on Wednesday, January 9th, 2019, in order to facilitate system maintenance. Now, the interruption period is 8 a.m., that is tomorrow morning early, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Black Forest, Constantine, Bolio, Mount Gay, River Road, Mount Morris, Bellevue, Snug Corner, also Boca, Melrose, and surrounding communities in the parish of St. George. Now, consumers, you are advised to collect and store water in clean covered containers prior to the interruption. Consumers, you are also advised that although the system will be reopened at 9 p.m., some, especially those on high elevations, may receive your supply within 2 hours after the scheduled restoration period. Now, the authorities say that they apologize for any inconveniences caused and would like to thank you, the consumers, for your patience as they work towards the delivery of a safe, adequate, and reliable water supply. NAWASA say that they are committed to meeting customers' needs. Now, as it relates to sports, a statement from the official source we're talking about as it relates to the Republic Bank right start on the 15 boys competition. Giselle, thank you for that. They are saying that the semi-finals in this category carded for tomorrow has been postponed until further notice. The boys semi-finals. Alright. Anyway, no reason was explained and it just postponed. Alright. And for the under 20 boys and girls division, they will go ahead as planned on Thursday and Friday, respectively. All right, you know, with the regular schedule. But as it relates to the under 15 boys semis, I don't know. The next thing that we have to tell all you about, boy, new Attorney General for Grenada. All you want a picture? All right, here we go. This is, folks, the new Attorney General for Grenada. He was sworn in this morning. You understand? His name is Dashawn Ramdani. They say that he served different positions within the Ministry of Legal Affairs and served as a magistrate in one of the neighboring islands. He is, in fact, a Guyanese national who has been in Grenada for several years. Okay, and so he will be the next Attorney General of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. All right, he is a former Solicitor General of Grenada. He has also been acting Director of Public Prosecutions. You see that he has worked with the government of Grenada and the Turks and Caicos Islands, and he has a wealth of experience. All right, so this is our new Attorney General. Okay, we are moving on, folks. President of the Grenada Bar Association, that's Ms. Lisa Taylor, says that yesterday's protest is by no means a one-off action. They say that they are also going to consider every possible legal action available to cause this situation to be addressed, and to be addressed immediately. Now, Ms. Taylor was speaking to the media yesterday on this issue. Now, they had promised that they were going to take this action, protest and so on, and so they did yesterday. Here is her remarks.
As I said, the catalyst was that we gave a deadline, the deadline passed, and obviously we could not be seen to cross our arms and do nothing. And it's timely that this happens at the beginning of the year. It's timely that it happens at the location where we are, so you can see the progress or lack thereof from 2004 to now. But this is by no means a one-off. We are not going to go back into our offices and turn on the air conditioning units and be comfortable. We cannot be. It cannot stand that we are where we are. So we are going to consider every possible legal option available to us to cause this problem to be addressed, and addressed today. When I say not literally, obviously, but not in the way that it has been. The march to now, in this instance, was from May. Let that sink in. But I read to you that we have been at this struggle since 2001 and before. And the time has now come for the government of Grenada to reckon with the extent of the fact that, as I've said, the judicial arm lies on the ground. That's figuratively what it is. And it must be lifted up.
Yeah, I know she speaks like a boss, you know. I mean, she was so fluent, and you know, she spoke like a boss. Big up to you, Lisa. You know, former instructor of myself. You know, big up your whole self. You know, I beat it. You make me pride it. You understand? Pride. Now, the president of the public workers of the Technical and Allied Workers Union, Andre Lewis, was also present to lend support and solidarity to the cause.
Well, it's not just a matter of solidarity with the laws, but it's solidarity with all working people, because justice needs to be accessible to everyone. And as an organization representing workers in this country, we are fully aware that workers have had difficulties in getting their matters heard at the court, and mainly due to a lack of facilities. So I'm here as an expression of our deep concerns and joining in the call for the government to do everything that is necessary to fast track and fast forward, ensuring that justice is accessible. Well, our main interest is to ensure that facilities have been found as a matter of yesterday, to ensure that people have access to justice. Yeah. Well, it's not just.
All right, thank you very much, sir. All right, now, folks, we want to take you to the Prime Minister now. Now, the Prime Minister of Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique, Dr. Keith Mitchell, was on a current affairs program last night. Now, that program was hosted on GBN. Let me see what news I get in here. Okay, I'm just receiving a little thing here, you know. Well, on the program, we just get everything. You understand? I'll read it. Thank you very much. It comes from Finley Jeffrey, Permanent Secretary. Give me a minute. Hold on. I'll go through it just now. Take all the time with me. I love this program, you know. You understand? I love this program. We're on the ball. Anyway. So, the Prime Minister was on the Beyond the Headlines program last night. speaking with Lou Smith about, you know, it's a current affairs program, so current affairs. The Prime Minister says that he doesn't see a major problem in the industrial climate in Grenada. Now, he was asked the question, and so he was responding to it, as to whether he can compare the industrial climate now back to 1989 in the period of Hubert Blaise, of the Hubert Blaise administration. And so the Prime Minister said, no, you can't. You know, I mean, come on, you can't do that. You can't. He said that, you know, things are a little rough right now. They have a little issue. And he says that there should be or would be a resolution to the problem not too long from now. You understand? Yeah, he says that, yeah, you know how to talk already. It ain't that serious, brah. You know, so that's what the PM says. I thought I had a little thing. Oh yes. I think I have something here from him. Check it out.
I don't consider this comparative to 1989, and I consider it a major industrial problem. We have an issue with pension as related, gratuity as related to public servants, and of course the unions would like to see the end to this, and the government wants to see an end to it too. So I think we are in the process of continuous negotiation and discussion, and that's where things are. I don't see any major problem in terms of industrial climate. Okay. There's an issue that we are dealing with, and I feel comfortable that we will resolve it.
But while the unions sticking to their 25%, you are far below that. I mean, and they seem bent on...
well, if you're negotiating, you don't stick to one particular number. Negotiations is what it says, negotiations, and the government has moved, and for the trade unions, leadership must also move. The government position is based on facts, and that is what it's supposed to be. It's not based on emotionalism and what one thinks he should get. So we are in negotiation, our team is working, and the government is supporting the process. So hopefully we'll see an end to this not long from now.
All right, so the Prime Minister says hopefully they will see an end to this no long from now. Despite his feeling about this, there is a planned meeting for tomorrow, God's willing, at the Grenada Boys Secondary School. Now, the Grenada Union of Teachers has called on all its teachers of primary, pre-primary, secondary school, even principals, to a very important meeting. Now, according to them, the meeting is called to make decisions regarding the current impasse and the way forward as it relates to the pension and gratuity discussion. You understand? The government continues to state its position on that, and the unions themselves also have stated their position. At a press conference today, when asked about this very topic, we had Minister Gregory Bowen categorizing the planned meeting as illegal. Now, he says that usually everybody asks for permission, and more often than not, almost 100% of the times, these requests are being granted. However, in this particular instance, no permission was sought. This is him speaking on the issue.
I can't give any assurance. What I believe is that sense will prevail, and the teachers will not embark, upon that particular route. And look at the situation. I know that every time any union wants a meeting with the workers, on the employer's time, they engage the employer. The union has not engaged the employer. So, what can be done? You are not legitimately off the job. The teachers who stay away from the job, if the time off is, what, 2:30? That's what it is in some schools. So you'll be off the job illegally during that period. When the public workers union want to have a meeting, they're right. They ask. You either have it after working hours, or you simply ask the employer to allow the people to go to a meeting. And nearly 100% of the time it is done. But in this particular case, the duty has not asked for a meeting. So teachers must be aware of this.
All right, thank you very much, sir. And that's the beauty of the program. That's the beauty of the program, because you have information coming in on the fly. And so I have just received a press release. You understand? Signed here, Permanent Secretary acting in the Ministry of Education, Finley Jeffrey. From the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development, blah, 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 to all officers of the Schools and Curriculum Division, Head of Student Support Services Unit, managers, Grenada Union of Teachers, principal and staff of pre-primary, primary, and secondary schools. Dated today. Subject: meeting organized by the Grenada Union of Teachers. You know, folks, text is kind of small, so your boy had to fight up with it. It says here that the Grenada Union of Teachers, the duty, has organized a meeting for all its members on Wednesday, January 9th, 2019 at the Grenada Boys Secondary School, commencing at 1 p.m. The meeting has been called to make important decisions regarding the current impasse and the way forward concerning the issue of pension and gratuity. In this regard, the Ministry of Education, Human Resource Development, and Religious Affairs grants permission from 12 noon for teachers to attend the carded activity. Thanking you for your usual cooperation. I ain't making it up. I ain't making it up. Oh, you can't see? Yeah, the white in now working. I ain't making it up. You understand? So this is the new development where that is concerned. No, I don't see a government stamp, you know, and of course we have to be responsible. I ain't see no government stamp, and so we're going to trust that the information is credible because it looks that way. All right, we're moving on, and I wouldn't read it if I didn't think it was credible. All right, but I'm just saying, you know. All right, how are we looking? So we're moving on. We're moving on. Okay, so we're going to see what happens with the whole meeting and thing like that. All right, good. Now, let's go back to the Prime Minister. And last night. Now, concerning the very said acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Mr. Finley Jeffrey, there were talks about him being moved from his current ministry into another ministry. And there were talks that this move is as a result of his response, whatever that was, with the impasse when it started just several weeks ago. You know, and there was a request for teachers to stay off the job and blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, well, the whole works, right? So the question was put to the Prime Minister by Lou Smith again, asking him, you know, about this whole business. All right? And so the Prime Minister said that, hey, what? Really? I'm shocked. Listen to his reaction to this.
I hope he's quoted wrongly, but because clearly I don't know that that the Public Service Commission was responsible for designating persons in positions from one position to the next, has in fact made a decision yet, and I don't know if it has been communicated accordingly. So I'm a bit shocked and surprised that anyone will make statements to the effect that they have in fact been moved. maybe there might be a move, but no one has been communicated. And in fact, Lou, I think I need to put the record straight that the government of the day has the responsibility to manage the public service. It moves, recommendations are made continuously to move PSAs and different public servants from one ministry to the next. Almost every permanent secretary or public servants in various sections of the public service have been moved at some time in the period of service. So a movement from one position to the other, as long as you are not demoted, it's a normal thing, and I don't know anyone can claim if there was any movement at all, which I said before is not communicated officially by the Public Service Commission. So I find it strange, and let me make the point. Between now and the 22nd of February, there could be several movement of permanent secretaries. And I know the Cabinet Secretary has informed me that she communicated officially to a number of permanent secretaries, 11 of them, about different areas of service. I don't know if any one person in the service can claim to be victimized when 11 persons were maybe moved. So I find it a bit very strange. If that is true, it appears that whoever is making those statements simply does not understand the role of a public servant and does not understand the system who appoints and who makes recommendation in the public service. And as long as you are not demoted from one position to the next, then that is the right of the Public Service Commission. So it's unfortunate. I hope and pray that statement didn't come. Maybe there are rumors. I hope it's not a true statement, because then it would be certainly not in keeping with the responsibility of a senior public servant. But
thank you very much, sir. All right, and we want to credit the Grenada Broadcasting Network for these clips. All right. We're moving on. How we looking? How we looking? All right. All the shady program, no man, what it is, boy. All right. Shady program. What Wallace? Wait. Wallace faces on him on the program for? Wait. Who doing that there? All his faces. Hey, take all the time, you know. You hear me? Take all the time. So we going again. All you. All ya. Okay. This next story to tell you, alright? If anyone laughs, y'all got a real problem with me this time of the night. No! You're telling me? Oh yeah. Somebody plant a tree in the government road. I'm making it up. Folks, this picture taken today in the main road in Sunday. I'm making it up. No. I got dead. No. Folks, a resident of St. David has submitted to us a complaint that the hole that once lived where a tree is now planted has costed them and other drivers hundreds of dollars due to damage to tires, damage to rims, and all the business. I don't know if the concern still exists because the tree has been planted. So you don't hole in the road again. You know what I mean? But they say that this hole is causing a lot of problems. It was deep enough to plant a tree. The resident said that something needs to be done about these holes along the St. David's route. You understand? The person says that I've gotten a flat from the same hole. It also damaged my rims. You understand? About 2 minutes later, another person got a flat. It's terrible, and that hole in particular can hardly be seen when driving because the shade from the nearby trees conceal the hole to some extent. This is located near the Stone Street Gap in St. David, Westerhall, St. David, close to the Spice Isle restaurant. They say that it's ridiculous that there are so many potholes on the route to St. David's. You understand? And that much attention needs to be given on the business. They say tourism is everybody's business, but look like it's agriculture. I never see that yet. Anyway, let me leave that talk there. You know what I mean? Let me leave that talk there because we are working on the program. We are serious thing to talk about on the program. You understand? So let me. Oh God, I tell a little laugh. I think for a little laugh, or cry, or laughing. This is just one hole that we have to tell you about, but I have to tell you about another hole. Another resident has also complained about a hole in Granans on the pedestrian area, which is close to the Granans post office. We were emailed, actually not emailed, but we were sent pictures of injuries from someone who fell into one of those holes. Swollen face, bruise, all the sort of things. And so they want the relevant authority to also address this. And this can cause serious problems. You know, the residents said that they were seriously injured. You understand? Well, look, chub. You understand? So, as customary, when these concerns come, we share it with the general public with the hope that something be done about the business. Yeah? Right. That's the people's program. News discussed, not told. And why you don't see other places, you go see it here. Because that is the people's program. Right. Now, Olia, how are we looking for time? I know that Grenadians, I don't know, somehow like to hear about babies and newborn babies and so on. And we told you about the newborn babies on mainland Grenada, but there was also a newborn in Carriacou. Now it didn't happen on New Year's Day, but nonetheless, the first born for 2019 is finally here from Carriacou as we share this special report.
Weighing 6 pounds 4 ounces, the first baby for 2019 in Carriacou, which is a boy, made his entrance into the world just after 2 p.m. on Monday, January 7th at the Princess Royal Hospital. Shinette Benjamin, who is the mother of 2 other children, says this experience was different than the others.
That was the worst experience ever. I gave birth to 3 and this one was very painful and more longer. 3 o'clock. Yeah, and I'll give birth the 2 o'clock the evening.
Father of the baby, Nevon Gabriel, noted he had always wanted a boy and he is happy.
Nerina was the first, you understand? And she was a girl, but we always expected, I always wanted a boy, you understand? But then she came a girl, so God give you that, so you take that, you understand? But then he's a boy this time, so I'm happy now.
According to Mr. Gabriel, he's also surprised to know his baby is the first to be born for 2019 in Carriacou.
Well, I'll be surprised because coming up here, I didn't even know. It's somebody that really tell me, you know, you make the first baby for 2019. I say no. And then when I check, they say yes, that was true. And then I feel good.
Both mother and baby are doing well and is expected to be released from hospital soon.
Alright, thank you very much, bro, on this one, alright? I feel I want a boy. You know? Yeah. If I make a Yeah, I want a boy, and I mean, so we could have a little, you know, another little Mikey, and when we do the program, so I don't have to do everything for myself. You got a small man on the side there, and then all the business, you know. But if it's a girl, yeah, you still have the thing, you know what I mean? Yeah, boy. Men prefer boys, women prefer girls. It is what it is. We're moving on how we're looking for time. All you. So hear that now. The Hero CPL boy. You all remember what the Hero CPL is all about, right? Now they are boasting of massive success for from 2018. You understand? The Caribbean Premier League. They say that they continue their fantastic growth during 2018. All right? With combined broadcast and digital viewership of over 200 million people. And that's for the first time in the tournament's history, record in the business. You understand? They say they get you, boy, they get you. You understand? Huge success. But we are also hearing that the Jamaica Talawas are a little in trouble financially. They're trying to see if they can get sponsorship and all these things, and they don't know if they'll be able to participate in the business this year. But they're trying, you know what I mean? But all in all, they say that the tournament continues to be a success. I have to rush through the story because we have some other things to tell you about. But double murder in Trinidad pushes the murder toll to Trinidad in Trinidad and Tobago to 11. I never hear that yet. The last latest murders were caught on camera and making it up. And listen, man, them men doing that thing like nothing. You understand? These two individuals killed while in a vehicle. It looks like the scene from a movie. Friends and co-workers dead following the shooting in Princess Town. This happened this morning. Mark Stevens and Oswald Aline. They are workers of a particular company, a construction company. People, it looked like the scene from a movie. Observe what's happening on your screen. Observe. As vehicle pulls out, one man walks up to the vehicle, and the next thing you know, like the scene from a movie, people. I ain't making it up. You telling me? Our neighbors, people. Our neighbors. Trinidad. Now for 2018, 11 killings. For 2018 so far, 11 people. Watch now, let me take that out of our screen, man. Next story. Police High Command in St. Lucia, boy. They are addressing a major security breach. We told you last night that bandits broke into the station. I never hear that yet. They break into the station and ding people. You understand? St. Lucia people. And so police in St. Lucia address this. You understand? They say that files were compromised and so on. Check this out.
I mean, it is very concerning to all of us that the police is being a victim of a burglary.
The Royal St. Lucia Police Force is among dozens of tenants who occupy office space in the privately owned Lamar building on Bridge Street in Castries. The police is not responsible for building security. That may change after thieves targeted 4 administrative offices run by the police in December.
There are measures in place that I cannot disclose, but there are new measures in place.
An EC $300 office float was stolen, and other personal effects, including a cell phone and wristwatch, went missing after the break-in, police say, happened between Christmas Eve and Boxing Day.
We closed the building on Monday, that would be the 24th, and on Wednesday somebody returned, so the burglary would have happened between the time of closing and the time that morning of Wednesday.
What was not stolen, according to Police Chief Severin Morchery, were passports from the Immigration Department, which was also breached.
Passports are not kept at this office, so there is no way passports could have been stolen from that department. This department deals with citizenship, and it has nothing to do with the Citizen by Investment program. I need to make that quite clear.
During the Lamar Building burglary, thieves gained access to the Vulnerable Persons Team Office, the Criminal Records Office, the Criminal Administrative Office, and the Immigration Department.
Right now, we have not ascertained whether any documents were taken. However, when the investigation would have concluded or would have ripened, okay, we would now know, okay, exactly if any documents would be taken.
Big money cash transactions are not typically made in any of the infiltrated police offices, but a cache of sensitive documents, including witness statements, police diaries, arrest warrants, criminal records, and even applications for character certificates are sometimes kept in the Lamar Building.
It is unusual for documents to be kept there because investigators would have their own personal briefcases or bags or storage of their documents.
Wouldn't statement be recorded at that office?
Yeah, but if you record statements, the investigator would keep those statements. The areas where you may have documents, and those documents are not just loose, those documents will be stored in vaults, would be the Criminal Records Office, where you will have criminal records. But that is not something that one would just have access to. It is stored in vaults.
Police would not confirm or disclose the status of Lamar Building security cameras or if anything was captured or recorded during the burglary. To date, no arrests have been made. Rihani Isidore, HTS News Force.
Well, yeah, that's an interesting thing. One of the things that stuck out to me in this whole report, though, is that the police was saying that the investigators will keep the documents with them and so on, as if that's a good thing. I don't know that's a good thing either. I would want to think that the information belongs to the state. I don't want to know. I wouldn't want to know that my documents or the information that I would share with an investigator regarding any incident or so is brought out of the station. In fact, I don't know if that's a good idea because there are so many dynamics, so many things could happen. Let's say, God forbid, something happens to the vehicle and the vehicle get burglarized or whatever the case. How do you explain to somebody that the investigator had the documents in the vehicle? I don't know, that is even a better scenario there. But anyway, but that's a predicament that the police have found themselves in, really. Well, let's see how that works. Let's see how that works, all right? Okay, how are we looking for time? Some of all in share the program yet, so all of us lose all the badge when all in share the program. Yeah, I'll go lose all the badge if you follow the share the program. That's what Facebook says, and I'm not the one saying it. You have to share the business. If you don't share the business, you're in problems. I ain't making it up. If you don't share the business, you're in problems because Facebook knows who shares and who doesn't. And I think that's the basis under which they are issuing the badges and so on. You have to be active and things like that. And if you're not, well, smoke your pipe. I ain't making it up. We're taking a break, and when we come back, we've got some more news for you.
It's a new year, so how about a new look? At Quartz Optical, we have the latest brand names and styles. Plus, get 20% off credit on 12 to 24 months. Instant credit approval while you are being tested. Get 15% off cash, so you can get that new frame to go into the new year. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest, fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Special conditions apply.
Alrighty then, and at this point in time, folks, we prepare for the weather, but before the weather, we have the national report.
new Attorney General sworn in. Details to the story and more coming up in the National Report. Welcome back. This is the National Report for today, Tuesday, January 8th, 2018. I am Wendy Edmond with the details. Attorney at Law Mr. Darshan Ramdhani is Grenada's new Attorney General. Mr. Ramdhani was sworn in by Governor General Dame Cecilia Grenade on Tuesday. He replaces Legal Affairs Minister Honorable Kendra Mathurin Stewart, who has been acting in the position since former Attorney General Sir Lawrence Joseph demitted office last year. As Attorney General, Mr. Ramdhani is the principal legal advisor to the Government of Grenada. Mr. Ramdhani has extensive experience in the legal field, having been an attorney for more than 20 years. He has served as a judge in several regional territories, including St. Kitts, St. Lucia, Antigua, British Virgin Islands, and Anguilla. The new Attorney General previously served as Grenada's Solicitor General from November 2009 to June 2013 and Senior Crown Counsel from January 2003 to June 2007. He also served as the Acting Director of Public Prosecution for various two-month periods between 2006 and 2007. Mr. Ramdhani is admitted to practice law in Grenada, Guyana, Trinidad and Tobago, and the state of New York in the USA. Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, is warning that Grenada's financial base can be eroded if government is to yield to the demands of trade unions for 25% advanced payment on pension or gratuity. Dr. Mitchell, who was a guest on GBN's Beyond the Headlines on Monday, said data has already been presented to the unions to show why this cannot work. And in the process of negotiations to ensure transparency, they have even invited them to view the data, something that is not usually done. Government has moved its offer from 2% to 8%, but the unions are still insisting on 25%.
We are saying that what they are asking for, 25% on the old colonial formula, will destroy the country's financial base and cause us major problems for us to go back to where we were. And I mean, no prime minister, no government would want to bring the country back to where we were in 2008, 2013. We all remember, you know, this tremendous hardship faced by all concerned, including the public servants who never got a cent increase, who used to get salaries very, very late, and who never got increments continuously. So we're doing all of the above to tune of over $110 million in additional payment to salaries.
Dr. Mitchell reiterates that government's position is and will always be based on facts.
The decision must be based on numbers. We cannot hurt the country in the process of finding a solution to one particular problem. That's why I have to say we do not have a major problem. When you look at the economics situation in the country, how things are proceeding, I don't think anyone will qualify Grenada as having a major industrial problem, not at all.
The Government's Pension Engagement Committee, the PEC, has invited public sector trade unions and staff associations to continue pension negotiations on Friday, January 11th. The request for the continuation of talks was relayed in a letter sent Friday by Chairman of the PEC, Honorable Oliver Joseph, to the unions and the staff associations. This is the National Report. More news after the break. Welcome back with the National Report. Prime Minister Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell says there is nothing amiss with the reassignment of permanent secretaries or any other public officers. Responding to a question on Monday's Beyond the Headlines program on the Grenada Broadcasting Network, Dr. Mitchell said ministers of government are also reassigned from time to time, and he too has changed portfolios. The question spoke specifically to what was reported in the news as the planned reassignment of the acting permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education, Mr. Finley Jeffrey, and linking this to matters relating to the industrial action taken by teachers last year and the resultant salary deductions made by government. Setting the record straight, the Prime Minister said the Public Service Commission is the body responsible for moving or reassigning public officers, and he is unaware that any such confirmation has been provided by that body at the time.
Between now and the 22nd of February, there could be several movement of permanent secretaries. And I know the Cabinet Secretary has informed me that she communicated officially to a number of permanent secretaries, 11 of them, about different areas of service. I don't know if any one person in the service can claim to be victimized when 11 persons were maybe moved. So I find it a bit very strange. If that is true, it appears that whoever is making those statements simply does not understand the role of a public servant and does not understand the system who appoints and who makes recommendation in the public service. And as long as you are not demoted from one position to the next, then that is the right of the Public Service Commission.
Dismissing claims of possible victimization, the Prime Minister said, and I quote, "No one is married to an area of the public service. The Public Service Commission has a responsibility to manage the public service. They can take decisions to give support to that philosophy, and that can happen at any given time." End of quote. The leadership of the public service, the Cabinet Secretary, can make recommendations for the movement of public servants as enshrined in the Grenada Constitution. In more news, the government will be taking steps to resolve the issue of traffic congestion in the capital city in 2019. That announcement by Transport Minister Honorable Gregory Bowen on Tuesday during the government's post-cabinet press briefing. Minister Bowen said the plan is to introduce a park and shuttle method will be implemented to reduce traffic into the city from the Tantine and Queen's Park areas. According to Minister Bowen, the plan to alleviate traffic congestion is expected to go into effect after the first quarter of 2019.
Park and take your bus to come to certain areas in St. George. We have discussed it already, but it will be coming in 2019. When we're looking at both sides of the tongue of St. George, the Tantine side and the Queen's Park side. So you should park at Queen's Park and you take a shuttle and you come into St. George. That shuttle will be moving to and fro, very quickly. So all the cars and so will now not be coming into the town to cluster traffic. You will have special vehicles that will go through, emergency vehicles, etc. So you would not have that cluster in town. And from this side, we're looking at somewhere in the Tantine area that you can park and move. The shuttle will be bringing you to town as well.
Plans are also in motion to make public transportation accessible to hotel employees and other persons who work late night shifts and who live in rural parts of the country. Minister Bowen says government met with the Bus Association and hoteliers and they have agreed on the way forward.
We met with the hotel staff and we met with the Bus Association. I must give them credit. They are prepared to help and they're prepared to do it. They demanded that we put the rules in place, because if 4 buses work this week and another 6 are looking at the side and they see that they make something, then they'll flood the business and everybody will break down. So they ask us to manage the bus. So we say, you 4 working today in the Wharf route, the St. Andrew route, the St. David route, another 4 will be working. And they're asking that the state should meet any shortfall in the income. In other words, they have the expenses to pay, and they must make the small profit. If they don't make it, the state should meet the shortfall.
And that's it for the National Report for today, Tuesday, January 8th, 2019. On behalf of all of us in the newsroom, I am Wendy Edmond, thanking you for joining.
All right, well, as usual, thank you very much, Wendy, and everyone else who were instrumental in the production of the National Report. And now we have the weather for you. Now the weather is expected to be mostly fair at first, increasing in cloudiness by okay, so part of this is from earlier today. All right, so we are expecting now some brief and occasional showers. Tonight's minimum temperature is expected to be about 23 degrees Celsius. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Now seas moderate, waves up to 6 feet in open waters. And the weather for Wednesday is expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy with light morning showers, decreasing in cloudiness during the afternoon. Maximum temperature is expected to be about 30 degrees Celsius and minimum 23.5 degrees Celsius. Wind northeasterly to east southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves 4 to 6 feet in open waters. Tides are expected to be low at 11:15 a.m. And folks, that is your weather report as submitted by the Maurice Bishop International Airport's Meteorological Office. Now we would say hello to some of the people on the program before we lock off. We have just about 30 seconds to do that. Hello to Abby, Camille, congratulations to Allah on your what should I say, your promotion. Hello to Jennifer, Charles, Esther, Wayne, Ezran, Irva. We also have Deslin with us. We have how do you pronounce that? Inslee. Hello to you. We have Angel with us. We have Kireen. We have my mom. We have my sister. We have Hazel. We have also with us Wayne, George, Eunice, and all the newcomers. We have Daria with us. If you have lost your star, you need to be a little more active on the program, particularly share and comment. All right. We have Ann Duncan. We have Zaka. Mikey, I want what Wayne have. What does Wayne have? Naomi, Gloria, how are you? Gloria, you lost your star? Yeah, I have no control. Honestly, I have no control over the stars. That's Facebook's doing. All right. We have Juan Lewis. All right. We have Sheba with us as well. Clesilda and Sharon Rush. Guys, we gotta go. I'm sorry. All right. So big up to all the people who are on the program. All right, everyone. I apologize. We have to rush out. We want to say thank you as well to the folks at WPG10 for viewing, and to the staff at WPG10 as well. We say thank you, folks. That's as far as we can go. As I say tonight, God bless you, and we touch base again tomorrow, God's willing. Do take care of yourselves. Goodbye.